guys, I'm back again today to talk to you about the new line of paint that I'm using, and I'm going to do a quick demo so that you guys can see how easy this is to use. In my last video I was using a different type of paint, but this stuff is really different and I am really excited about it, so I can't wait to go into some detail with you. But the piece that I'm painting here today is not solid wood. It is a veneer or a laminate covered desk. So I'm going to require a little bit of additional prep work and additional products in order for my paint to really grip onto this and adhere properly. So I'm using the Fusion line, and the first thing I'm going to put on is the Fusion Ultra Grip, and this will act as a bonding agent between my paint and the piece of furniture that I'm painting. So it's going to adhere to that really, really well. If you'd like to do a bit of a distressed look, you can still do that. You can sand some of the paint off and work with it a little bit that way. But this is going to give me great coverage and I won't have to worry about my paint flaking off. The paint that I'm using is also the Fusion line, and it's called Fusion Mineral Paint. And it comes in quite a few colors. It's really great because there is usually no sanding and no priming required. Again, certain pieces like this may require a little bit of additional prep work, but for the most part, you just have to clean your piece, maybe give it a quick swipe with some sandpaper. And again, I have a piece here and all I do is just really wipe it down really quickly and then just wipe all your dust away with a clean cloth and you're ready to go. So this paint, it doesn't have any odor. It's non-toxic, it's lead-free, it's low VOCs, so you can use it in your house anytime. You don't have to worry about opening windows or taking your furniture outside to paint it. You can do it right in your house. It dries very quickly, and the best part about it is it has a built-in top coat. So unlike some of the other chalk style paints that you can buy, with those you do have to have a wax and some kind of top coat that you would put on top of it. And with this, you don't have to do anything. You can leave it just as is and you're good to go after it's fully cured. You can layer these paints and get different colors, and again, you can do a little bit of a distressed look, or you can do full coverage, and you know, you'll get great great coverage with this paint because it does go a long way too. And also, this paint is probably half the price of the other paints that I've used too. So, I mean, who doesn't love to save money? So let's get started and I'll show you how to apply the Ultra Grip and the paint, and we'll go from there. Okay, so I'm just putting this on. This is the Ultra Grip. And as you can see, it does have a bit of a color as it's going on, but it will dry clear. I'm just trying to make sure it's even. And I'm just going to apply one coat over the entire piece. So I'm still working away here. I'm going to put this all over. It dries very, very quickly, so by the time you're finished your piece, applying this to your piece, you're going to be ready to start painting pretty much right away. So it is starting to dry clear, and I'll continue working away at this, and then I'll be right back to show you how to do the painting part. Okay, so now I've finished putting on this Ultra Grip, and according to the directions, you are supposed to wait 12 hours before you put on your paint, and of course I waited 12 hours before I'm going to start painting. So yeah, anyway, I'm ready to put on my paint, and what I'm going to do is, this is just like your regular latex style paint at the store. You're going to want to shake it and stir it really good with your stir stick and make sure it's mixed up properly. And then what I like to do, this paint line has really nice jars, and you just twist your cap off and you know, you're ready to go. I like to pour my paint into a dish because I find it's easier to work with. I'm not going to get a bunch of dry chunks on the outside or anything, and it keeps the rest of the contents that I'm not using nice and well kept in here. So I will take a bit after I mix it. I'm going to pour it in my dish, and I'm going to use my paintbrush that I have here. One thing about paintbrushes is you can use whichever paintbrush you choose. You don't have to go out and buy the best of the best paintbrush to do any kind of piece. But I will tell you that even if you get something from the hardware store, buy a good, decent paintbrush. Don't go get something from the dollar store. It's just going to leave bad paintbrush marks in your paint, and the bristles will all fall off. It's just not going to be, it's not going to give you a good paint job. So make sure that you do buy a nice brush, and if you wash it out and hang it to dry, you should be able to use it quite a few times. So, you know, get a decent brush. So I'm going to get this mixed up, and then I'll get started, and I'll show you how easy it is to apply this. Okay, so as you can see, I am applying the paint. This is just the first coat, and this is going on very, very well. I'll probably end up putting 2 coats on just to make sure I have the coverage that I'm looking for, but this is going on really, really well. And see how easy that is? And I'm doing this in a bedroom. No windows are open. The ceiling fan is not going. The door isn't even open. And we're doing okay in here. Hey, Belle. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I will finish this up and on the top, and then I'll meet you back here in just a few minutes my time and show you how it's going. So as you can see, this has not taken me long at all to paint. I've probably been painting for 15 minutes or so now. So I just have this side here to finish and the drawer fronts, and then I'll be done my first coat. It covered very, very well for my first coat, but I probably will do a second coat just to make sure that nothing is peeking through. It is a dark wood underneath, and I don't want any of that to show through. So again, I've done this in a bedroom with a closed door, so I'm still alive and breathing and not really feeling any different. So you don't have to worry about any kind of fumes or anything off of this. And it's safe to use around kids, babies, pets, just yourself. It's a safe paint to use at home. Another nice thing about this paint is it's self-leveling. So if you have any unevenness, it should even itself out too. So that's a really nice feature about this paint. So I'm going to finish up the side here and the drawer fronts, and as soon as it's all dry, I will show you the finished product. And just, you know, just to show you guys how quick it is. I mean, you're supposed to wait about 12 hours between coats of paint and between the gripper and the paint, and I didn't wait that long. So I finished this piece in probably about an hour, and it's ready to go, and it will be ready for use pretty much right away once it's dry. This paint does require about 21 days to cure, so before you start doing any hard, banging on it or really, giving it to the furniture that you're working on, you want to be a little gentle with it and make sure that the paint has proper time to cure. But that's it, easy peasy. I told you guys it was super easy, and I'm showing you that all you would have to do is go buy your paint, buy your paintbrush, and maybe the Ultra Grip if you need to have something really grippy to your piece of furniture that you're painting. But otherwise, easy peasy, and it's really fun to do because you can change it up. I used a gray in this room, but you could do all kinds of different fun colors if you want to add some kind of pop of color to your decor or something. So anyway, I'll finish up and then I'll be right back to tell you where you can get it. Okay, so my first coat is on and it's drying, so a few more minutes and I'll probably just check it to see if I need to do any touch-up spots. It went on really, really well and covered really well. so I may not have to do a second coat, but I will look it over just to make sure that I didn't miss any areas, or doesn't need to be touched up. So really, for a piece like this, I didn't paint inside of the drawers or anything like that, but I did give the shell and the outside of the drawers a good coat, and I'll put that all back together and it will be fine. And once I gave it a good cleaning and did my prep work, my painting and that sort of thing, you'll want to give yourself a good couple of hours for something like this. It may take a little bit more time, it may take a little bit less, just depending on what color you're doing and the type of wood or the product that you're painting. May require a little bit more drying time, or also a few more coats so you can get better coverage. Sometimes when you're going from a really dark color to a light color, you may need 2 or 3 coats to cover that up. So I'm going to let this dry, and while that's happening, I'll talk to you a little bit about this paint line. So I get this paint, this whole product line, from Wendy Batten's shop. It's called Front Porch Mercantile. It's over in Riverview, New Brunswick, and she has the whole product line there. So you can get all the products that I use today, from the paint brush to the Ultra Grip to the paint, all kinds of different colors of the paint over there. There are different kinds of top coats that you can also buy. You can buy the antique top coat to give you a little bit different look if you want to do that. She has different color gilding paste and tints that you can put to your paint. So it's a really, really cool line, and it's very, very affordable. And if you have any questions about it, I mean, just ask me or ask Wendy at the shop. She's awesome, and she does know a lot of stuff and can, give you the right kind of recommendation for what products you should use with your different types of furniture and the different looks that you want to achieve as well. So anyway, go check it out, frontporchmercantile.com. I'm going to add the link to this video as well, and you can go check it out. So I'm going to get ready to put this back together, and I'll show you the finished product, and you guys now know how easy it is to apply this paint. Okay guys, I am back and it is all dry, and as you can see, the drawers are a bit of a different color, and I decided to just give it a bit of an ombre effect, to just give it a little more variation in the color. So all I did was mix my ash color with a lighter gray called Sterling, and I mixed from lightest to darkest and just applied it to the drawer fronts. And I also painted the hardware with the light Sterling color, so it is true Sterling, not mixed up, but I did add a little bit of their silver tint to it, so it does give it a nice shine. And also you can see on the top, I did add a little stencil there, and I used the silver tint for that. So it turned out great. This paint, again, like I told you, does not need a top coat. I did apply their beeswax hemp oil to this, and it just gave it a nice shine and really richened the color of the ash. But you don't have to do that. You can leave it just as is. So I'm really pleased with it, and I hope that this video was helpful and helps to inspire you to go paint something. And if you have any questions at all, please feel free to message me, and I'll do my best to help you out. And also, you can go on over to Front Porch Mercantile, and you will see Wendy over there, who can also give you some great advice and help you with your paint projects. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.